Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. So today I'm going to make fire cider, but I'm also going to do a fire cider with a twist. So I'm going to do them both. I'm going to share the recipes with you. I hope that these will make you feel better, help you fight the flu, COVID, pneumonia, and the common cold, as well as sinus issues and upper respiratory infections that come with this cold weather. The first tonic that we're going to make together today is going to be a root tonic. It will be hot, so it will be like a hot cider, but it's more going to be based on roots. And the reason is we're in fall going into winter. This time of year, what grows are root crops, and all the energy in plants go down into the roots. So this time of year, roots are really potent. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you which roots we're going to work with today. The 5 root crops that we're going to be working with today: garlic, onion, turnip, comfrey, ginger. Let's talk about garlic for a second before we go any further. A lot of people discredit this tiny herb and all the power that it has in it. One of the coolest things that I've learned about garlic is that during the Middle Ages, when the plagues would come, there was a man that created something called the 4 Thieves. Now that name has been distorted over time. They don't actually know what it was called. But one of the ingredients was garlic. And the thieves, actually, they were caught, actually credited using the garlic with the other 3 herbs to completely keep themselves safe while robbing the graves of the dead from the plague. So everybody that is worried about things like flu, pneumonia, COVID, any other illnesses or viruses that might be out there, I'm telling you, the research that you could do on garlic is amazing, guys. And I highly encourage that you do your own research with it. This little bitty bulb of garlic can stop a bacterial infection in its track. It has been known, if injected into tumors, to stop a cancerous tumor from growing. It is an amazing herb. And this is why it's going to go into our root tonic, because it has a big punch for a little bitty guy. One of the things we like to do here at Starkey Farmstead is upcycle things. So what we have here is just a pickle jar that someone gave me. So I'm just going to fill it full of turnip. And what I was finding out about turnip, when I was doing a little research on which root crops I really wanted to use for this tonic, I realized that if you ferment radishes, it turns them into a probiotic. How interesting is that? Now, what we're going to be doing with them is I'm really hoping to pull some zinc and some magnesium and a few other vitamins that we really have trouble getting at this time of year from this process, and just helping overall the benefit of having all those B vitamins and K vitamins in the winter. Now this is the comfrey root. I'm gonna sprinkle that in there. I don't have as much as you would think because you need to do your research with it. If you have liver issues already, go ahead and read up on comfrey. Of course, a lot of what you read is gonna tell you that it's dangerous for you. But to be honest with you, I take comfrey all the time. Never had a problem, but I don't overdo it, okay? And the root is really potent, so don't overdo it. Now this is crystallized ginger. It's all I had in the house. I'm also a big believer in using what you have on hand, and that crystallization of the ginger is going to give it a sweet kind of bite taste, and I probably think we might need that with the turnips. So we're going to put that in there. No, I really didn't measure out how much I'm putting of each one. I know you guys probably would hope that I did, but you know, whatever vitamins that you need more of, that's what you need to do to make yours. Now, I'm going to get this onion, 1 whole onion I am going to use, and I am going to use 4 cloves of garlic. The other one's still on the table. Let me get all that diced up. Let's get it in here. Let's add the jalapeno peppers. Let's add the honey, pepper, cinnamon, and let's get that apple cider vinegar on top of this so I can get it going, because it will need 1 whole month before it's actually finished. Here we go with the chopped garlic, chopped onion, chopped turnip, crystallized ginger. We have the comfrey chopped up in there, and we did the 2 jalapeno peppers on top. It's really quite pretty. So what we're gonna do now, guys, we're gonna go ahead and take this. We're gonna put probably about a 1/4 cup of the honey pepper cinnamon in there, and then I'm gonna fill it up, the entire jar, with the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. Just gonna drizzle some of this on top. Honey has antimicrobial properties. It's really good for a sore throat. So we're gonna add that in there. Could probably put a little more. Just kind of coat across the top. I usually make my own apple cider vinegar, but in this case, I did not have time. I need to get this ready for farmers markets as well as my own family. All right, there we go, guys. That organic apple cider vinegar with the mother. Fill it up. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a coffee filter on the top with a rubber band so that it can breathe. I will stir this every single day, sometimes twice a day, for 4 weeks. Now what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna put the date on this jar with a permanent marker so I will know when it was started. Let me tell you something, always date everything, guys. It's so easy to guesstimate and forget. And that's how it looks. Now it's time for the fire cider. Real simple. You're gonna wanna use limes, lemons, and an orange. We're also going to be using parsley because, well, my dad puts parsley in everything for the iron and it's super good for you. We're gonna be using organic crushed rosemary. We're gonna use onion, garlic, and I think there was, again, the honey pepper cinnamon, the apple cider vinegar, organic with the mother. We're gonna use the serrano peppers, and I'm going to be adding just a touch, and I mean literally like 1/16 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper to this recipe, all right? So let's get going. I've got my limes, I've got onion, and I've got the jalapeno already cut up in the bottom. And I didn't use a whole onion on this recipe. I really only used about 1/8 of one. I had my reasons for that. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get all this good citrus fruit into the jar. And guys, listen to me. Please keep the seeds as well as the skin on your citrus fruit as you put it in here, okay? And the reason is all the good vitamins are located in the skin. Even the seeds have medicinal purposes. You're gonna be straining this jar when you're done. You're gonna strain out all of your fruits and vegetables, your herbs, all of that's gonna come out of there. So when you do that, it's gonna catch things like the seeds, the skin. It's gonna leave you just a really nice mother and a liquid. So you're gonna pull all of that out at the end of the process anyway. So it doesn't matter. Leave the skin. That's also how we make our hot toddy tonic. I bake it in the oven until the lemons rupture and the juice comes through the skin. I do that so that I'm picking up where all the nutrition really is. I'm grabbing a hold to what's in the skin and I'm pulling it out with the juice. This is the same concept. So, like I said, I had a reason for not putting as much onion, and this is one of them. You're gonna fill these jars up really, really fast. So the size jar I'm dealing with right now is a 21-ounce jar, and that is 2 lemons, a half of an orange, and 2 limes, and it's basically almost full. So now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get my 3 serrano peppers. I'm gonna get them cut up. I'm gonna get them into this jar. I'm going to get 1 tablespoon of the rosemary in there. I'm going to get 1 tablespoon of the parsley and 1/16 tablespoon of the cayenne pepper into this. Like I said, there's already 1 jalapeno in there. Now, when I put the honey pepper cinnamon in there, that has jalapeno pepper seeds also. So this is really going to have a kick to it. I did not use the habaneros. That's a little bit too hot for me, but I am going to use the cayenne pepper. There it is. Isn't it beautiful? Again, onion, garlic, lemon, lime, orange, rosemary, parsley, cayenne pepper, a jalapeno, serrano peppers, all in that. Now we're just gonna add a little bit of the honey pepper cinnamon, which is just gonna give it a sweet, kind of like a sweet taste to it. I'm just gonna, same thing I did with the last one, I'm just gonna do a little across the top. Let you see what it looks like from the top. It's beautiful. And just gonna fill the jar. Remember, this takes 1 month, guys. 1 month of you stirring twice a day. It needs to be kept in a cool, dark area of your cabinet. All you have to do is put a coffee filter with a rubber band at the top. Make sure to write what it is and the date that you made it. Stir it at the end of 4 weeks. End of 4 weeks, you're gonna want to strain it, but you don't have to. Now, I did say you would be straining it, but you do not have to. This is my dad's concoction. This is a 15-year-old mother. At the end of this month, it'll start looking a little dark. After about 15 years, this is what it looks like. Okay? So my dad leaves his onion and garlic and all of that literally in there. He does not strain it. For these two, I am going to strain it. And the reason I'm going to strain it is I'll be selling it at the farmers markets. But I'll be making one for Stephen and I here in a second. And chances are I will, even the ones with the citrus fruit, I will never strain that. I will let it just decompose in the jar, giving me back all those nutrients and enzymes and probiotics and everything else that we need to stay healthy. So you guys have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what kind of tonics that you make at home. Okay? So I would really like you guys to really start doing this, because as time goes on, we're realizing that pharmaceutical companies and big pharma and even doctors are poisoning us more than they're helping us with their medications. The next plant that I really want to talk to, and this is the last one I'm going to tell you about the scientific information backing it up, is the comfrey, and why I'm using the root specifically. Okay, so allantoin is a chemical that is found in comfrey. That chemical can literally rebuild bone. That is why comfrey was known as bone set. Now, the really interesting thing, and I'm going to read this to you guys, it says the comfrey plant grows for the most part unnoticed near farmyards. Even in ancient times, it was used to heal wounds, broken bones, and especially leg fractures. Considering its value in these cases alone, it would deserve more attention than it usually receives. It has also been used for ulcers, wounds which refuse to heal, leg wounds, gout, and internal bleeding. There's also been scientific studies that have found that comfrey, again, is something that when placed near a tumor or over a tumor can actually make it reduce size and disappear. So this is one of the reasons why we're going to actually put this one in there. It encourages your body to heal itself. So if you're wanting to make a tonic, a root tonic, and you're looking for something to help you heal faster, to get you back on your feet sooner, to help your cells heal the damage from the really bad coughing, or say that you have like ulcers from being diabetic, or you have osteoporosis or connective tissue disorders, gout, rheumatoid arthritis, you really want the root of the comfrey plant in your root tonic. So that's why I'm adding it. Now, at the end of this video, I encourage you to watch through. I will show you how to gather that root from the actual comfrey plant, and I'll show you what the comfrey plant looks like, and I'll talk about what type that I have. So if you're interested in information, it's going to be at the end of the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. But let's go cut some comfrey root so I can show you how to get this root from your comfrey plants. This is a comfrey plant. It is called Russian comfrey, Bocking number 14. It does not propagate from seed, but it has a beautiful flower that comes out. It actually can only be propagated through root cuttings. Now, we're in winter here in Southeast Louisiana, and this plant's doing amazing. I feed it to all of my moms that are delivering, regardless of what breed we're talking about. It's really good at stopping bleeding. It will help with cancer. It's actually, the country name for this is boneset. So it's an amazing plant, really is. Now you can look at this. What I'll do with this is I will take the stems off, but I'll take that crushed and dried comfrey and sprinkle that into my concoction to sit for a month so we can pull out all the good nutrients, because we're going to be doing this with a vinegar. All right, so what you're going to have to do is you have to get way down in here to the base of the plant. All right, now I just brought a kitchen knife with me because it's winter and I don't really want to be out here digging. And you just keep digging at it, guys, until you get down till you see the right root. There it is. See that? Right here. Right there. That's the root. All right, so I want a cutting of that. So I'm just going to kind of lift it up, make a cut. Hold on, let me put this camera down. There we go. It's good at mudding. So what I'm gonna have to do is go inside and clean that off. That is gonna go into my concoction with a twist for a reason, and we're gonna really talk about that, okay? There's been some studies done on this plant, and it has been, you know, proven outside of a hospital that it actually can help with certain types of cancer, with knitting bones back together. And really the power in this plant is actually in that root.